everybody, welcome back to Great Lakes Junction. We're here in the kitchen again, and I'm gonna make zucchini bread jam today. It's a quick recipe, and we're gonna be water bath canning it, so it'll be shelf stable for a while, and hopefully really yummy. I've got 4 cups of shredded zucchini, and it's shredded very fine. Well, unless you want bigger chunks in your jam, I think fine would be good. I have 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 cup of apple juice, 2/3 of a cup of raisins. I have golden raisins. You can probably use whatever raisins you'd like. I'm also adding in 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Please use the bottled stuff. It's safer. With fresh lemons, you don't know if the acidity is the same in all of them. Some may be higher, some may be lower. So it's always safe to use the bottled stuff. That way you know you're getting it consistent. And you're going to need 1 package of pectin. We're going to stir that together. Whenever you're doing jams or canning anything, it's safer to use a stainless steel cookware if you have it, so it doesn't react to the acid. Same with your utensils. Make sure that they're not aluminum or anything like that. Try and use stainless steel if you can. So I'm going to get this to a rolling boil, and then we're going to add our sugar. Okay, we're at a rolling boil. It's almost boiling enough that it's not going away when I'm stirring it. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I'm gonna add the sugar, and I know it's a ton, 3 cups. Good thing we don't eat jam all the time. So we're gonna stir this in until it comes to a rolling boil again. Enough to the point that we can't stir out the boiling bubbles. And that way, hopefully, the jam will set. While I'm bringing this to a boil again, I just wanted to remind everybody that if you're water bath canning, you need to make sure that you have sterilized jars and lids, or new lids. Obviously, you don't want to use used lids, but make sure everything's hot and sterilized. Your utensils, pots, the works. It's not like pressure canning where everything gets pretty much sterilized while it's cooking. So make sure that's happening while you're cooking your jam and bringing it up to a boil so your jars are ready when your jam is. Okay, we have a rolling boil and it's not stirring down. So we're ready to fill our jars, and there's foam on here. As you can see, it's floating around in there. If you want to remove it, you can. There's a little trick where you can actually melt some butter in there to help it defoam. I don't do that. Usually I find the foam goes down on its own, so I don't bother. I just leave it in there. So let's get to jarring these up. Okay, hopefully you can see okay. So we're just going to fill these up. Those are our sterilized jars and our jam. There is another trick too if you want to try it. And if you're concerned that your jam hasn't set, you can actually put a few spoons in your freezer and get them really, really, really cold. And just before you can these up, you can put it in your jam, in your mixture. Just quickly dip it in and pull it back out, and you can see on it that it's set, and it'll actually stick to the spoon. It's a good nifty little trick to try, and it'll help you determine if you actually set or not. Sometimes jams can be finicky. Usually they're okay, but every once in a while you get one that just doesn't want to cooperate. And I've had a few. So jam is usually 1/4 of an inch headspace. I have vinegar on this paper towel. We're just wiping the rim off. Make sure there's nothing on there. That will seal, or that will hinder the seal when you put the lid on. And these are my hot rings. Hot lids, sorry. And my rings. And that is super duper hot. We'll just put this in our pot, and I'll keep going with them, and I will bring you back when I got them all done and in the pot. Okay, all the jars are in there. We got 7 half pints. So hopefully it turns out good. I'll bring you back when they're all done. And I left a little bit in the pot to set and see how it's gonna turn out. So we'll see you back in a few. Okay, there they are, all done and out of the boiling water. They've all popped. They were popping as I was taking them out, so they've all sealed, which is fantastic. We always like to hear that popping noise. And I did save that spoonful for you to see. There's the set on the jam, so it's really thick. I tasted just a tiny bit, and it tastes like apple butter. So this is the first time I've made this recipe, and I'm really excited that it turned out and it tastes fantastic. So